Life brings death, and death brought life. Welcome to another episode of Behind the Art, where I take some time to reflect on the techniques or the meanings behind some of my paintings. Today we'll be discussing The Mother Road, another one of the works that I made when I was first starting to paint again and reading The Grapes of Wrath for the umpteenth time. The Mother Road is the nickname of the famous Route 66 in the United States, and in Steinbeck's The Grapes of Wrath, it also serves as a character in the story. So, spoiler alert, if you've not read this book but you plan to do so, click away from this video now, because I plan on covering a lot of important scenes, and especially the very end, my thoughts about the symbolism of the road and much more. So, find some AI seals playing golf and come back when you've done reading the book. Route 66 is an iconic artery that runs from Chicago, Illinois to Santa Monica, California, and it runs through Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona. This was the route that countless migrants took to escape from the Dust Bowl doomed areas of America during the Great Depression. It's an iconic thoroughfare along the way which you can stop to see legendary landmarks like the Cadillac Ranch in Texas, the Blue Whale of Catoosa in Oklahoma, the Gateway Arch in Missouri, and the Santa Monica Pier in California, where the road actually ends. But our story begins in Oklahoma, where the Jode family is evicted from their land because of failing crops. Drought had decimated the Dust Bowl, and folks who were farmers were packing their rickety cars to head out west, where they were promised work picking crops in the thriving farmland of California. The family consists of Grandma Jode, Grandpa Jode, Uncle John Jode, and his brother Pa Jode, Ma Jode, and their children Tom, Al, Winfield, Ruthie, the pregnant Rose of Sharon, and her husband Connie. Tragedy befalls them almost immediately. Grandpa Jode passed away first, followed shortly by his wife Grandma Jode. Still, the remainder pushed further, promised work and a new life, helping to keep their spirits above water. Now let's get to the meat and potatoes of what this episode is all about, The Mother Road. Chapter 12 is where Steinbeck provides us with an intercalary chapter framing Route 66 as a character. Here's what he says in the first two paragraphs. Highway 66 is the main migrant road. 66, the long concrete path across the country, waving gently up and down over the map, from Mississippi to Bakersfield, over the Redlands and the Graylands, twisting up into the mountains, crossing the divide and down into the bright and terrible desert, and across the desert to the mountains again, and into the rich California valleys. 66 is the path of a people in flight, refugees from dust and shrinking land, from the thunder of tractors and shrinking ownership, from the desert's slow northward invasion, from the twisting winds that howl up out of Texas, from the floods that bring no richness to the land and steal what little richness is there. From all these, the people are in flight, and they come into 66 from the tributary side roads, the wagon tracks, and the rutted country roads. 66 is the Mother Road, the road of flight. So let's take a minute to analyze the word mother and understand what the interpretations are and what Steinbeck may have meant by using the term. Most people would agree that the connotation of the word was something along the lines of protector or provider, or someone who provided sustenance. The road, especially at that time, was perceived as a vital pathway to a place that would provide all of those things. Further solidified by the last few paragraphs of that chapter, Steinbeck writes, "And here's a story you can hardly believe, but it's true, and it's funny, and it's beautiful. There was a family of 12, and they were forced off the land. They had no car. They built a trailer out of junk and loaded it with their possessions. They pulled it to the side of 66 and waited. Pretty soon the sedan picked them up. 5 of them rode in the sedan, and 7 on the trailer, and a dog on the trailer. They got to California in 2 jumps. The man who pulled them fed them, and that's true. But how can such courage be, and such faith in their own species? Very few things would teach such faith. The people in flight from the terror behind strange things happen to them, some bitterly cruel and some so beautiful that the faith is retired forever. And on this road the Jode family suffered, took, gave, shared, and mourned along the way. All the while, Rose of Sharon struggled with her pregnancy, both mentally and physically. Her husband Connie ditched the trek and abandoned her midway through their journey, feeling his own ambitions would be more fruitful than the promises of the Californian landowners. Rose of Sharon, or Rose of Sharon, as she was commonly referred to, was now on two journeys. One towards a new life in a new land, and that of a new parent in a new world. The stress must have been overwhelming. She increasingly became more introverted, self-protective, self-absorbed, and desperate. As the family arrived in California, the promise of abundant work became just that, a promise, an empty promise. The struggle to find day work, live in government camps, had the occasional privilege of being able to work for a few days before they were no longer needed. Then the rainy season came, and picking came to a halt. The rising waters washed away the dreams of the White House, the picket fence, inch by inch. After the Soak region became unable to bear more fruit, the family and others found a place to camp and get by with meager means. There would be no work for months until the rain subsided and the crops could again begin to rebuild themselves. While at an encampment near a much-needed supply of fresh water, the rains decided to unleash their fury. The dry encampment that they had established was threatened with being flooded over, and Pa Jode had made a decision. He enlisted the men of the camp to try and build a fortification against the rising waters that were threatening their last bastion of security. At first, the effort held back the quickly flooding and overflowing river, but their efforts proved to be weaker than that of the mighty rain, and they were being ultimately submerged by the angry and suffocating waters. The men in the camp kept on trying to shovel a barrier, but it was to no avail. All the while, Rose of Sharon went into labor. Despite their tireless shoveling, the water in the encampment began to rise at an alarming rate. The debate began about abandoning the encampment and heading for higher ground, or standing firm and keeping a foothold on the only suitable land that they had found as of yet. Ma Jode, who had campaigned for the former, had won out, but Rose of Sharon couldn't wait a second longer. Despite their tremendous efforts and debates, she gave birth in the wet boxcar that they were damned to. Despite their efforts, their resilience, and their fortitude, they could fight no more for her or her baby, born still, born dead, born as a metaphor for their struggles. They wished for blood from stones, but all they got was blood from a hopeful mother. Rose, still oblivious from the ordeal and stress, didn't even notice that Uncle John had set the baby adrift in an apple crate, much like the story of Moses. Then they started their escape from the camp. As they hurried away from the quickly flooding encampment, they noticed a barn in the distance, and Steinbeck writes, "From the right of the road there came a sharp swishing. Ma cried, 'Hurry up! There's a big rain. Let's get through the fence here. It's shorter. Come on now. Bear on, Rosh Hashanah.' They half-dragged the girl across the ditch, helped her through the fence, and then the storm struck them. Sheets of rain fell on them. They plowed through the mud and up the little incline. The black barn was nearly obscured by the rain. It hissed and splashed, and the growing wind drove it along. Rose of Sharon's feet slipped, and she dragged between her supporters. They came panting up to the rain-soaked barn and staggered into the open end. There was no door in this end. A few rusty farm tools lay about, a disc plow and a broken cultivator, an iron wheel. The rain hammered on the room and curtained the entrance. Pa gently set Rose of Sharon down on an oily box. "God Almighty," he said. It was dark inside. A little light came in through the cracks between the boards. "Lay down, Rose of Sharon," Ma said. "Lay down and rest. I'll try to figure some way to dry you off." Winfield said, "Ma!" and the rain roaring on the roof drowned his voice. "Ma! What is it? What you want?" "Look in the corner." Ma looked. There were two figures in the gloom, a man who lay on his back, and a boy sitting beside him, his eyes wide, staring at the newcomers. As she looked, the boy got slowly up to his feet and came towards her. His voice croaked. "You own this here?" "No," Ma said. "Just come in, get out of the wet. We got a sick girl. You got a dry blanket we could use and get her clothes off?" The boy went back to the corner and brought a dirty comfort and held it out to Ma. "Thank you," she said. "What's the matter there, fella?" The boy spoke in a croaking monotone. First he was sick, but now he's starving. "What?" "Starving. Got sick in the cotton. He ain't ate for 6 days. Ma walked to the corner and looked down at the man. He was about 50, his whiskery face gaunt, and his open eyes were vague and staring. The boy stood beside her. "Your pa?" Ma asked. "Yeah. Says he wasn't hungry, or he just ate. Give me the food, now he's too weak, can't hardly move." The pounding of the rain decreased to a soothing swish on the roof. The gaunt man moved his lips. Ma knelt beside him and put her ear close. His lips moved again. "Sure," said Ma. "You just be easy. He'll be all right. You just wait. We'll get them wet clothes off my girl." Ma went back to the girl. "Now slip them off," she said. She held the comfort up to screen her from view, and when she was naked, Ma folded the comfort about her. The boy was at her side again, explaining. "I didn't know. He said he ate, or he wasn't hungry. Last night I went and busted a window and stole some bread. Ma made him chew her down, but he puked it all up, and then he was weaker. Got to have soup or milk. You folks got money to get milk?" Ma said, "Hush. Don't worry. We'll figure something out." Suddenly the boy cried, "He's dying, I tell you. He's starving to death, I tell you." "Hush," said Ma. She looked at Pa and Uncle John standing helplessly, gazing at the sick man. She looked at Rose of Sharon, huddled in the comfort. Ma's eyes passed Rose of Sharon's eyes, and then came back to them, and the two women looked deep into each other. The girl's breath came short and gasping. She said yes. Ma smiled. "I knowed you would, I knowed." She looked down at her hands, tight locked in her lap. Rose of Sharon whispered, Will you all go out?" The rain whisked lightly on the roof. Ma leaned forward, and with her palm she brushed the tousled hair back from her daughter's forehead, and she kissed her on the forehead. Ma got up quickly. "Come on, you fellas," she called. "You come out in the tool shed." Ruthie opened her mouth to speak. "Hush," Ma said. "Hush and get." She herded them through the door, drew the boy with her, and she closed the squeaking door. For a minute Rose of Sharon sat still in the whispering barn. Then she hoisted her tired body up and drew the comfort about her. She moved slowly to the corner and stood looking down at the wasted face, into the wide, frightened eyes. Then slowly she lay down beside him. He shook his head slowly from side to side. Rose of Sharon loosened one side of the blanket and bared her breast. "You got to," she said. She squirmed closer and pulled his head close. "There," she said. "There." Her hand moved behind his head and supported it. Her fingers moved gently in his hair. She looked up and across the barn, and her lips came together and smiled mysteriously. Now, Steinbeck coined the term the mother wrote in this novel, and it's important to understand the multiple meanings it had. Again, when you think of the word mother, what comes to your mind? For me, it's nurturing, caring, sustenance. You'd have to think that Steinbeck's use of the term was seemingly contradictory, considering the hardships the family met while traveling this route. But I think he cleverly used it as a foreshadowing for this final scene. I suspect he had this final scene in mind when he introduced the term and developed the character of Rose of Sharon. Understandably, Rose increasingly became more self-concerned, especially after Connie left her. After all, she had the fear of what the future would bring, especially as a single mother in flight. Steinbeck skillfully crafted her character as someone whose predicament was understandable, but also created a seemingly selfish side to her so that this final scene would have more impact. A woman, a would-be parent, coming full circle to fulfill her duties as a provider. Unfortunately, she didn't get a chance to be a mother to her own child. She became a symbolic mother, a symbolic nurturer. Rose of Sharon served as the story's own allegory, a desperate plea towards survival as echoed by her own self-preservation concerns relating to herself and her husband Connie. And then the reality of survival when she began to withdraw and worry only about the baby. Then finally, the reality of survival and the community when she offered the only thing she had left, her mother's milk, to a dying stranger in need. The Grapes of Wrath is about many things. The socio-political sentiment is obvious, but the more subtle theme of the road to motherhood and what it means was hiding in the words all along, and death brought life. Thank you for hearing my take on this. If you have your own interpretations or just want to express your thoughts, feel free to do so in the comments below. By the way, if you like this painting, both the original and prints are available on my website, framedope.com. You can also donate to my work in one of the below links. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell and all that stuff. It'll help as I try to build out this channel. Peace, love, and community. Frame